do you even start with this? Oh my goodness, Tottenham fans, what a roller coaster of a match. Absolutely sensational, let's be honest. When that early own goal from Luiz Júnior hit the back of the net just 4 minutes in, it was, who saw that coming? It turned everything on its head. Now, here's the thing. This was supposed to be a tight contest, two teams with big challenges. Tottenham kind of figuring out life post-Harry Kane, and Villarreal, the defensive vulnerabilities exposed early on. Fans from both sides were on edge, expecting fireworks, but the match had other ideas. Villarreal supporters must be feeling the disappointment, right? Their hopes were high after some solid La Liga performances. But here's the reality. Tottenham kept it pragmatic, which Rafa Benitez seems to love. Solid backline, absorbing pressure with a defence-first mentality. They controlled possession, yet paradoxically, their offense didn't mirror that same dominance. The atmosphere at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was absolutely buzzing, and while not a goal fest, this match showed hints of Benitez's strategic mind. This careful victory might just be the steady platform Spurs need to test the waters on their Champions League journey ahead. What do you guys think? Now, let's dive into what was arguably the match's pivotal moment, Luiz Júnior's own goal. Early in the 4th minute, Villarreal found themselves reeling under Tottenham's intense high press, a tactic clearly orchestrated by Benitez to unsettle the visitors. Tottenham's setup was relentless, playing on Villarreal's known defensive lapses, and well, Luiz Júnior just cracked under pressure. You could see it coming. With Christian Romero and Jed Spence closing in quickly, the Yellow Submarine's defence was in disarray, almost like they didn't expect Spurs to jump at them so soon. But here's the kicker. Bergvall's influence in that chaotic moment cannot be understated. His presence was all over the build-up, setting the stage for a pressing confrontation that left Junior with few options, resulting in, well, the slip that resulted in an own goal. That's got to sting, right? And suddenly Tottenham were gifted a lead, and Villarreal were left shell-shocked. This wasn't just a physical wound, but a psychological one too. Think about it. Conceding in such a fashion probably affected Villarreal's confidence severely, maybe even more than their stats would suggest, having a lower pass accuracy and fewer attempts on goal. Yet despite the mishap, let's not overlook Junior's subsequent mental fortitude. His recovery during the rest of the game deserves a nod, as he showed resilience to prevent further damage. What would you guys say? Does this error overshadow the rest of his otherwise focused performance? Put your thoughts in the comments. Alright, moving on from that. Let's talk about Tottenham's defensive prowess in this match, because here's the thing, Tottenham's defence, they really came to play. What's fascinating is how they managed to keep Villarreal at bay with 0 shots on target. Yes, 0. It was unbelievable. This wasn't just luck, it was a masterclass in structured defending, and to be fair, a testament to Rafa Benitez's strategy. So here's the deal, right? Key players like Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven really stepped up. Romero, being the captain, was the anchor in that backline. He was winning 4 out of 7 duels, making blocks, and putting in those crucial interceptions. That's captain material there. And then you have van der Ven, who was just incredible under pressure. His passing was solid, with a high accuracy of 63% out of 68 passes. That's keeping it cool for you. Now, Pedro Porro deserves a nod here too, because even though the focus was heavily on defence, his 2 tackles and an interception were pivotal in those rapid transitions, supporting attacks when needed. That speaks to a well-drilled side. And let's talk formations. Benitez's decision to go with a 4-3-3 to balance the defence while setting up swift counters was ace. It's this kind of adaptability that can make or break games, don't you think? Anyway, I think Tottenham's cohesive defensive effort here marks a solid foundation for future challenges. Who do you think stood out the most in their defence? Sound off in the comments. Moving seamlessly from Tottenham's defensive heroics, let's dive into the strategic moves off the bench that shaped the latter stages of the match. You know, it's one thing to have a game plan, but it's another to react swiftly to what unfolds on the pitch. And that's exactly what happened here. Rafa Benitez, not known for leaving things to chance, opted for fresh legs at a crucial point in the game. By bringing on Destiny Udogie and João Palhinha at the 69th minute, he essentially pressed the reset button on Tottenham's stamina and defensive tenacity. Now here's the thing. Those substitutions weren't just about keeping Villarreal's attack under control. No, it was about fortifying the Spurs structure as Villarreal pushed to claw back into the match. Udogie's lively presence and defensive diligence, complemented by Palhinha's gritty midfield energy, played right into Benitez's game management playbook. Let's consider Villarreal's counter. Their manager, Marcelino Garcia, tried to throw a spanner in the works by introducing Dani Parejo and Thomas Partey around the 75th minute. And honestly, with those subs, he wanted to tip the scales, invoking the sharpness and experience to breach Tottenham's steadily tightening grip. But did it work? Well, Tottenham's defensive reshuffle, carefully timed and executed, meant Garcia's substitutions didn't bite as sharply as hoped. Substitutions at the right moment can be game changers, but Tottenham's resourceful blocking of Villarreal's efforts underscores why timing and tactical awareness can make all the difference. Let me know, do you think those decisions were spot on, or was there room for another approach? Drop your thoughts right below. Okay, moving on to a crucial aspect of this clash. Let's talk about the emotional pressure from set pieces in this intense clash between Tottenham and Villarreal. Listen, this was more than just putting balls into the box. It was a psychological chess match between the two sides. Tottenham came into this knowing Villarreal had a bit of a fragile spot when it came to set pieces, something analysts have flagged before. You could feel the tension every time Tottenham lined up for one of those precious few corners. It's like they were thinking, this is our chance, let's make it count. But also, they had to be on their toes, right? With only 3 corner kicks, their execution needed to be spot on to really capitalise. On the flip side, Villarreal was under crazy pressure to hold their ground. Conceding an early own goal already had them on edge, amplifying the pressure to prevent similar blunders when defending corners or free kicks. It's fair to say their resolve was tested. From the atmosphere inside the stadium to the players' faces, you could see the weight of each set-piece moment. I mean, Danny Parejo had to step up big time, using his experience to stabilise things for Villarreal, but it didn't stop Tottenham from keeping up the heat, did it? So, does this mental battle over set pieces tell the bigger story here, a tactical and psychological edge exploited by Tottenham, or do Villarreal deserve credit for not folding? Only time will tell if this continues to be a game changer in their Champions League journey. What do you guys reckon? So, thinking about how mental composure plays such a crucial role in these setups, it leads us perfectly into Rafa Benitez's managerial style and how his cautious but calculated approach shaped Tottenham's match against Villarreal. This game was vintage Benitez, with defensive rigidity at the forefront of his plan, which frankly kept the opposition at bay. You could see from the way Tottenham set up that Benitez prioritised organisation and communication, absolute key elements for anyone who's followed his career. Look at how focused players like Cristiano Romero were, contributing critical interceptions and maintaining a tightly knit defence alongside Mickey van der Ven, whose tactical awareness led to key moments, even if it cost him a yellow card. Benitez's choice of a 4-3-3 formation helped Tottenham control 58% of the possession, supporting their strategic spatial control. Now sure, Spurs may have only chanced a single shot on target, but by reinforcing the midfield with subs like Joao Palhinha and Destiny Udogie, Benitez was clearly more mission-oriented, locking in that defensive edge. Drawing from his past winning strategies at clubs like Liverpool, Benitez has always been about detail and execution. Yes, the approach can seem conservative, especially post-Harry Kane, but it's methodical, hinting at a tactical evolution. So, is Rafa building a fortress or missing ambition? How do you think Tottenham will shape up in future European adventures? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm super curious to hear what you think about these tactical choices.